Get this thing on straight. Ooh, and had to burp. All right. We should be live. What is good, everyone? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless wonder, the man, Lincoln Clay, and we are back for another live stream. I said for another live stream of Rennsport. Not going to be on very long. This is more or less just going to serve as a video because I'm just too lazy to edit, too tired, don't want to put in the time, what have you. So for those of you who have not been living under a sim racing rock, yesterday, Rennsport went into open beta, version 1.9. It included the Founders Pack and VR support, and I guess a few other tweaks, physics tweaks, which I didn't really dig too deep into that. All I really cared about was the VR. I tried it yesterday, and it was rough. I could get by on it if I absolutely had to, but it was rough. There was a lot of aliasing, and then the setting where you could completely eliminate the aliasing, the picture was very soft, borderline blurry. Today there was an update for Rennsport, which was almost 2 gigs. My hope was that part of that update would be that they would fix the online. Looking at this right here, where it's highlighted and says official contest, that is the daily races. And every time I tried to go into that, I was not able to enter a race. Originally, I thought that the game was freezing. And that's not the case. The game isn't frozen. It's just once you go in there, the game no longer reads any inputs from my racing wheel or from my mouse and keyboard. It's just not reading any inputs. So I was hoping that would have been fixed. It's not fixed as far as doing it in VR. That's not the only thing right here. The Founders Packs, it's only so far you can navigate with that. But to show you the Founders Pack, for $20, you get the Nürburgring Nordschleife. You get that track, and you get 1 car purchase credit, which I believe you can use to buy a car later on down the road. And then you've got the Platinum, which is $40. That gets you the Nordschleife, a Porsche 911 with its own unique Founders Pack EVIN, which means, I guess it means that car belongs to you and only to you because the car will have a VIN, and you get a car purchase token. For the Diamond, you get Nordschleife, a car with your own VRN, and 2 tokens for a car purchase. Now, you see the scroll bar on the side. I'm not able to scroll down. It's just not reading the input from my funky switch. Nope, I don't want to quit the game. So I'm more or less doing this just to keep you guys up to speed what's going on as far as the VR and the functionality goes. And in the event that the developer should happen to see this video, let them know that somebody actually cares about the VR, because VR sim racing is very niche. I think I'm one of a rare breed. It's just not too many people that race in VR, especially on PC. At this moment, I would probably say most of the people that race in VR are on GT7 on PSVR 2, and these are casuals that's just now discovering VR sim racing. But I'm talking about as far as a hardcore racer, which I would like to consider myself. There's not too many of them. So a lot of YouTubers, whatever their favorite sim is, when something new comes out, they'll veer away, try it out because it gets some new views and stuff. It gets them views, and then they go right back to what they were doing. And in the case of something like Rennsport, a couple of them probably came over here, tried out the beta, tried out the VR, and then they're going to go right back to ACC or whatever they were at. This is a game I'm definitely here to stay. I've said it before. I love the physics. I love the force feedback in this game. And with VR support, is definitely a game that will stay in my library. So, speaking of the VR, let's go to video. Well, actually, I need to go out on the track first. So today, just to be a little bit different, we're going to try a different car. Now that Porsche is mine. Well, holy crap, it's got its own VIN. So that car belongs to me and only to me. Let's see here. Porsche Mission R, not interested in that. Okay. Well, yeah, let's go to the R8, because I think on this game, I think the R8 and the Porsche that I use, the 992, are the best sounding cars. Let's head to the track, and then I'll show you guys what I was talking about with the improvements. Okay. So I got the centering button mapped out. Well, geez, it still looks like it's quite a ways away. Here, let me slide back a little bit more. There we go. That's better. I like that. So let me well, looking around.
Beardoff Power 666 said, I just discovered Automobilista 2 in VR and I'm so impressed. It does the stack up to it?
Right now, Automobilista 2 is the best looking racing game in VR. Hands down. I don't really think anything comes close. But I will come back to that in a second. So looking at this right here, yesterday, looking at this, the picture was a little bit rough. Today I'm looking at this, and the picture is sharp. The only thing that really stands out is the gate. Because, you know, the gate is meshed together, and it's fine. The detail is fine. So it does look like you're seeing a little bit of flickering or glittery edges. And you see a little bit of that in the stands. But other than that, it looks good. So I think they made improvements to the VR. Now I'll show you guys. Let's go to options, then video, and come down to where's the aliasing method. Right now I've got it set for FXAA, and I think that seems to be the middle ground of giving me a sharp picture and reducing some of the aliasing. Now, to show you one extreme from the other, this DLAA is probably the worst method.
Slim Production said, what's been up, Clay bro? It been a minute.
Hey, how's it going? What's going on? What's going on, Slim? Okay, so Looking at this picture right here, the aliasing is mostly gone, but it comes at the expense of the environment having kind of soft edges, especially in the distance. It looks kind of soft. Now come back to this here. Let's try another method, TSR. That right there, sharper picture. And as far as I'm concerned, minimal aliasing. So TSR is a good method to use. And then right here, temporal AA. Now there's a little bit of glittery edges that you see from the gate and the stands. And then the FXAA that I'm using. And again, the picture's sharp, but a little bit more aliasing. And then none. This picture is razor sharp, but the aliasing is prevalent. So for me, probably FXAA or temporal would probably be the best picture for me. Yeah, we'll go temporal AA. Now, when it comes to a lot of video games, it's almost impossible to completely get rid of anti-aliasing. And I think as far as games that I have in my library, I think R-Factor 2 is the only game in my library where I have damn near all the settings cranked up to epic, and I have the aliasing cranked up as high as it can go, and there's no aliasing, but yet I'm still getting a really sharp picture. Even Automobilista 2, with that being the best looking racing game in VR, there's still a slight bit of aliasing even in that game. All right, let me get my gloves on. Let's do a couple of laps. Might have to adjust this again. This feels a little bit low. You know, I'm curious to see how this game is going to run when there's a bunch of cars on the track, because right now I've got just about everything turned up to epic, and I'm still running a locked 90 frames. You can see up there at the top the frame counter. 90 frames is the limit, so it keeps trying to go up. It keeps trying to go past 90 and then throttles at 90. But if racing in VR, with a bunch of cars on the track, tends to put a heavy load on there, I think something that they could do to get back some of the resources is take a page out of R-Factor 2 and Automobilista 2. I'll show you, because this game did the one thing that ACC did. I'll show you guys. So I'm going to get out the car. This reminds me of ACC right here. Everything's there. The tires, the headlights. Now, in the case of R-Factor 2, Le Mans Ultimate, and Automobilista 2, there wouldn't be a windshield here. The car wouldn't have any tires. It wouldn't have a back window. The rear tail lights would be gone. All that stuff in order to free up resources, because if you're inside the car, you're not going to see that stuff anyway. All right, let's see what we can do with this baby. Yeah, inside this car, like the pictures, yeah, just other than the fence. This now I think the VR looks as good as any other game. Oh. Oh, and I got damage turned on too, so you can't destroy the car. I'll even show you guys that right now. Oh my God, there's pieces all over the ground. Or I could go in reverse. There's a little bit of damage. Yeah, let's go back to the garage. They put some big hands on here too. Big giant Bigfoot hands on that little steering wheel. Oof. Oh, yeah, let me go back to a track that yeah, this car handles different from the Porsche, so let me go back to a track that I'm used to. Up, and now we got streaking. Oh man. You know what? Let's here. I want to play with something else too. Pause. The visual quality effects. Yep. Still got that flickering in the right lens. All right, it's going. Wait a minute. What happened to the HUD?
Sim Racing Junkie said, "Are you running this with UEVR?"
Nope. This is official. Okay, let me pull over. This is the official Rennsport VR. However, I have done this before with UEVR. And what I saw yesterday was exactly what I saw through the VR injector. So it made me wonder, is Rennsport using the VR injector for their VR support, or did the VR injector tap into a VR folder that was already within the game? So, but I will say that the VR looks much better today than it did yesterday. It looked rough yesterday.
Beardoff Power 666 said, "Do you think a 4070 Ti will be enough to run this?"
Let me pull over. Yes, I think it would be. The reason why I'm so hesitant right now is because I'm on a 4090 right now. I've got just about all the settings turned up to epic. Well, I've got everything turned up to epic except for maybe 2 settings. The question is when I get into a race and there's about 20 other cars on there with me, how much will it tax my PC, and will it put me in a position where I have to turn the settings down to high or medium or something like that to maintain a certain frame rate? Because when it comes to sim racing in VR, 90 is the minimum. Anything below 90, you're going to see
Sim
it.
Racing Junkie said, do they plan to launch with VR support? And is this UE5? How does it look compared to other sims in VR?
Right now, this is the official VR support. This isn't UEVR. Although I've tried it. And what I'm looking at right now looks better than what I saw on the UEVR. However, it didn't look that good yesterday. They put out an update today, and I assumed that part of that update was VR improvements, because it looks much, much better today than it did yesterday. And so what I'm looking at right now looks pretty damn good. The only thing that really stands out is like the gate. I'm looking up there at those trees and see the gate at the top of the hill.
Said, UE5, not UEVR.
Oh, UE5, I'm sorry. Well, I guess to go back and answer that question, yeah, this is the official VR support for the game. Currently, right now, just putting around doing time trials and hot laps right now, absolutely a 4070 should be able to handle this game. The question is what'll happen once you're online and is rendering about 20-25 cars. I will say, however, if the DLSS works for VR, then that will definitely help. Let me go back to the main menu. Oh yeah, I got a streak going through my right lens. And I'm not liking that. Folks, give me a second. I'm going to close this and then fire it back up. All right. Okay. Well, let's get a BMW a look. There's the HUD. Yes, I'd like it a little bit lower, but I... All right, I guess oh, you know what? I just lost the HUD again. So yeah, there's some optimizing to do. So I just hit the VR recenter button to recenter it, and I lost the HUD. Yeah, I don't even like the way this car sounds. Well, hey, runs buttery smooth though. This car sounds like a generator. Yeah, I'm looking at all those details in the back. You see the slight pop in, you see those trees, and you see how it has a mesh. Details are starting to come into focus. But yeah, up close, I mean, all those details right there. It looks, yeah, it looks pretty good. Let me go back to the main menu. I want my Porsche back. See if I get the HUD back. Yep, there's the HUD, so I'm going to have to adjust it a different way. All right. The best sounding car on this game. Oh shit, I messed up. Oh shit. Damn it, I was aiming for the 218. Still think that's a personal best on this particular sim, right? This particular sim. On ACC, my fastest lap is a 217.9. I don't think I can get into the 217s, but I do think obviously I could have got into the 218s right there. It's showing right there. It says my best was 219.087. And ideal would have been a 218.5. So sector times 284. I was a little bit slow in sector 1 that lap, a little bit faster. I actually had the best sector 2. And the sector 3, that's the difference right there. No, 36.5, 102.36, 102.36. Yep. So I made just micro mistakes.
Paulo Francia said, thumbs up, thumbs up.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm going to keep cracking away at that 218. I'm going to get at that 218. I don't know. You know what? So I'm going to get ready to go, but I'm going to show you what I was talking about as far as no inputs on the online. What? Up. Okay, it came back. Go to main menu. So, official contest. Go here. And nothing. No inputs. And originally I thought the game was frozen, but it's not. Because if you look right there where it says track, you can see the Autodromo Nacional Monza. You can see that scrolling from right to left. But yeah, now I'm stuck. It's not reading any inputs. And that's the reason why I cannot get into any online races in VR. So, see if I can get some help from the keyboard. Yeah, no dice. Nope, nothing. And I'm just pushing F keys and see if I can get something, anything. So yep, that's it. So devs, if you happen to be watching, I don't know if this is by design that I can't get into a online race in VR, but I hope that gets resolved more sooner than later. It's the only thing stopping me from playing this game every day right now. VR looks much improved, and it runs pretty good. and this is a GT3 race. That would have been a good race to jump into. So, and before I went live, I did a daily race on Le Mans Ultimate. I qualified 9th and I finished 3rd. I took a podium. So let's see here. It's Thursday. Tomorrow, I want to tentatively plan for like the in real life, we've got the WEC 6 hours of Sao Paulo coming up, which I believe is going to be Saturday. So tomorrow, I would like to plan on doing a stream where I replicate that race, but I condense it to 2 hours. So it'll be a 2-hour race, just like I did with the 24 hours of Le Mans, and with the I think 2 hour of Spa, whatever the case may be. I'll do that. And then I think maybe Saturday morning, I want to plan on doing a daily race on Le Mans Ultimate. So that is the plan coming up for this weekend. So that's going to do it for me. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. With that, I'm going to boogie on out. Until then, you all know the line. Wakanda forever. Long live the king, and deuces. We'll see you soon, everybody. Have a good one.